What's up, everyone? It's me, Adam Prime. I sound exasperated, I know.
We were.
Welcome to another week in Toku. We have just been laughing at nonsense for the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, we've tried to restart the show like 3 or 4 times. We just kept making each other laugh. We're having some sort of manic episode.
I don't know what's going on.
This will be
But
great.
this is the TokuBrew podcast. This week in Toku, aka we're continuing just talking about DonBrothers because we don't have anything else until July,
The Don Brothers show.
or we get around to finally doing the Revice focus thing, because there's a lot to talk about with Revice, and I have a lot to say.
So much.
But with me, as always, as you can hear, I'm about to
What are
say,
you talking about? I'm not here. I'm a figment of your imagination.
you've been physically on camera.
Or have I? Anyway, I'm Stormy. Hello. Co-host. Fiance.
Lovely.
Always lovely. Always something else that you can never think of.
Fascinating. Always giving me a good laugh. Always possibly leading to my death because I'm going to be laughing so hard that my heart just stops. I know this has been off topic. We have not been really focused. And I'm sorry.
It's just gonna be one of those episodes.
But honestly, this episode
It's
is
very
pretty
late.
straightforward. I'm not taking the time into consideration.
Yeah,
But
not like a whole lot. I feel like since like the last episode
This-
was kind of info dumpy, this one was just kind of more mild, just kind of.
yeah, it was
normal
definitely just
episode.
hey, monster of the week happened. They're still not a team.
Yeah.
They're still just being like, I don't know what that guy's doing, but all right.
They continued the trend of each of the people challenging him.
Yeah, so last week we had Kaji brother challenging him, and then this week we had Saru brother challenging him, but then also having the like daydreaming of like the contests that they could challenge each other at.
And they were the same, and it was.
And it was the same. It was literally just,
Sumo wrestling.
oh, sumo wrestling,
Arm wrestling.
like
uh,
thumb wrestling. And those were kind of funny. But pretty much this whole thing centers around that, like, Saru brother was at Oni's sister's school teaching children about what he does, which is nothing.
But be pretentious,
In a way.
I guess. Yeah, I don't know if this is a normal thing in like Japanese schools where they have like, it basically oh, what are the extracurricular ones
After
called?
school classes? Like, I don't
Like
know.
not after school, but electives. It's
Yeah.
like an elective class, I'm assuming.
I thought it was required or something like that.
No, it wasn't required, was what she said.
Oh, it was voluntary,
Yes,
yes.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, they just have like just normal everyday people from in the area come and just talk about their life experiences and see if they can teach a lesson that you can learn from. And I'm like, that sounds awesome. Why don't we have a thing like that? And then I remember that there's not a lot of good people at the place. Or a lot of crackheads coming in if we were to have that.
In our homeschool, probably.
No, actually, is it? Never mind. I was about to be like, oh, or was
Where do
it
you-
meth that's the problem around here? I don't remember.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that we're associating our hometown that we have not depicted anywhere outside of, hey, a bunch of people who do drugs are here.
But I mean, that's everywhere.
Well, yeah, everyone has that part of the neighborhood.
We're on, it's fight kit. I almost said,
We're fight or flight kids. Come on.
I was gonna say fight kids instead of fight drugs.
Oh my god.
Fight kids drugs. Like
Fight drugs,
it's
kids.
not good enough to just say no. You have to actively fight them.
Just like Raid 2020 taught us.
This conversation is already going spiraling.
All right.
We have no hope for this, I swear.
Well, I was just okay.
Back on track.
So long story short,
Sorry.
so Oni's sister has this class, and she's like, I wonder who's gonna show up today, and it's Saru brother,
And
being well, spoiler alert.
I'm sorry. Did I spoil the freaking episode you just
No, 'cause I was-
watched?
No, but yeah, pretty much that's what it. But Saru brother literally just comes in, just being like, oh yeah, this is how life is. And everyone's like, what's your job? And he's like,
how do you live?
He's like, I don't have a job.
How do you make money?
And he says he hates money. So
Yeah.
he's Bernie Sanders.
There was like a... oh man, he hates money. Oh my gosh. But, I do... It was really funny though, because like Sorry Brother very much has like this character that he likes to like be in.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because we kind of saw him break that character a little bit when he was talking about when he basically held up like, what was it, 100 yen coin, which is basically a fucking penny.
That said he burned him.
And it burned, and it scared me, and like.
And he's like, I don't like touching the money.
And I never touched money since.
Yeah, and then he just started showing kids that they too can use the power of imagination.
I even was like, hey, can you imagine him like pulling a Scrooge McDuck and like he accidentally falls into a vat of gold coins and he just starts screaming.
Just like, no!
Just like he's melting like the freaking Wicked Witch.
Oh my god. The fact that it's coins.
Just monkey screams.
Like I said, when Taro walked in, because like it was like, oh, they did the joke of like, oh yeah, didn't you remember we have 2 teachers today? And then it was Taro. After Oni's sister tried to karate, and then Oni's sister tried to karate chop him, and literally just answered everything straightforward. Everyone's like, what do you do? I'm a delivery driver. I work this, and I do it all over again, and then I go home.
What color underwear are you wearing? Peach.
Yeah, he even you saw him almost peek under his belt and was like, pink, peach. I'm sorry, but yeah, no. And then all these kids started challenging him because they're like, you feel like a pretentious prick.
Yeah, there's like the head of like their karate club.
Yeah, and he was like, can you do this?
Yeah,
and he
broke
punched.
A hole in a chair.
Yeah, and then in an act of just Jesus, I guess. Is this a Jesus miracle?
Anime
protagonist. Jesus miracle.
Jesus is just the best anime protagonist.
Exactly.
So.
So he.
Why isn't there like an anime?
There
Bible?
is.
There is.
I bet you there is an anime. I'm not joking you, about Buddha and Jesus living together and living in Japan, and Jesus gets confused for Johnny Depp. That's an episode.
Why have I not watched this?
Oh, do you want to?
Like,
okay. Also,
like a legitimate retelling of like Bible stories, because like there's some crazy shit that happens.
That's what I'm saying. If that exists, it has to at somewhere.
Somewhere in some.
But the other thing I was gonna tell you though is there's a
destroyed
live action
a lot of
adaptation
kids.
of that anime, and Riku, Ultraman Jeed, I think plays Buddha in that.
Oh my god.
It's a werewolf on a dolly. But yeah, and he literally gets like a stack of 10 chairs and just turns them to dust. I'm like, bro, you just had to do 2 chairs if anything. You didn't have to you didn't have to annihilate his pride, everything he knows in life just in front of him. You just had to show him, this is how hardcore I am.
Yeah, and then it was basic. I don't remember the name of the game, but
Japanese
it looked
chess.
Like some sort of checkers chess game. And then he beat him in it.
Yeah, he said, "Oh, I played it once." He the high school guy who's like, "Yes, I'm a master at this." He was like Yu-Gi-Oh. He was like, "It's time to duel." And then he was just like, "No, not the Shadow Realm." And he got banished to the Shadow Realm.
Well, he also I don't know what this game is, but he's like, "Oh, we only get 1 second per move." So it's it's very quick and
But yeah, no, that's pretty much what we saw him do to 2 or 3 children until we find out that the principal of the high school is a monster.
Yeah, because he was so. I thought it was gonna be the chess player at first because he seemed just so
into himself.
Yeah, I was like, oh, is he gonna be the monster? And then it turned out to just be the principal who's obsessed with rules and has seasonal allergies, which I relate to.
Which I think he was 5-man.
Yeah, you thought it was.
I thought it was Q Ranger at first, but yeah, no. This is so it was interesting. But yeah, no. Inoue brother and Kaji brother were not in this episode that much, but next episode seems to have both of them a lot in it.
Oh, and funny thing happened because of course since it's a big school setting, that's the whole theme of the episode. They actually ended up in
Yeah,
a classroom
so-
setting. And at one point, he's just like, I don't like dogs or pheasants, and he like punches them into the wall. And they actually made like dog and bird noises.
First of all, that shot is hilarious, and I'm about to say, I'm going to put a screenshot right here just so you could see it.
And now it's gone.
Because
you have to be careful.
Yeah, it's gone now.
Mr. Chance.
But
No rewinding. It's against the rules.
yeah, you can't rewind this podcast. It's not allowed. But yeah, so they make realistic dog noises, but that scene of all 5 of them, of just, it wasn't even pheasant, it was just bird noise. It was just like,
Yeah.
it's like, what the hell? Did somebody just grab a bird by its neck and it was just like, no, stop, as it's flapping. It's like, no.
Okay.
But
there was like one moment where it just really seemed to show that Taro was just kind of seeing everybody just getting in the way. You're just in the way, get out of my way. And I'm wondering if once everyone is a team and they're all introduced to each other and they all know the secret that they are the people that they are fighting with, it's like, oh, I wonder if one of the lessons Taro that he's gonna have to learn is he will have to learn to fight with a team, because he basically is the one that's just like, let me do everything, like you can't do it right.
Well, yeah, and
like learning to trust and stuff.
And honestly, actually, that is like a point to ask, where it's like, because obviously he can't tell a lie, and like as soon as somebody like learned to just ask him certain questions, this is what led to the challenging of just him being brutally honest, of just being like, oh, like when he answered the underwear questions, then somebody asked him, I think it was Sorrow Brother, do you have any friends?
No.
and he was like, I have somebody, like I was close to somebody once, but like, and I think that probably is Jin, but like, and all of a sudden, like, he's like, yeah, but no. He's like, and all of a sudden, like, I think Oni's sister's like, then what are we to you? You're my companions. We're here to fight. It's like, why do you attack us every time? He's like, to train you. And they're like, oh, we were right. Yeah, and everyone's like, oh.
And I have to say, it was interesting, because it does seem like he's like, we have a bond, and, you know, there's something there. You're like, we are companions. Because, the Evil Blue Man. Yeah.
Blue Man Group.
Yeah, Blue Man
His
Group.
screenshot will be right here. And it's gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
Or maybe it was gone sooner than I said it. Who knows?
It's gone. But, anyway, what I was trying to say, he actually was like, oh, you should just join us. He's like, no, you make a terrible companion.
I thought he said,
shit.
Yeah. Like, he was, so it's like they acknowledged each other, and that was very interesting. And like, it seems like he's also going to be doing something next episode with him.
Yeah, he was in the preview, and he was like carrying someone.
Yeah, they were in a fire building.
I don't know what's going to be going on there.
Yeah.
But we'll just have to see.
Again, I'm really wondering how long this, like, amount of time where they're not a team yet.
It's gone on way longer than I was expecting.
Yeah, I was
already.
expecting, yeah. So it's like, I'm wondering, is that, like, when they become a team finally, is that when they're gonna get, like, Onitajin? Like, their robot forms?
Yeah, that hasn't even
We
been
still have no
whispered at
clue
this
what
point.
Kaito is yet.
Yeah, we don't really know.
We saw him on the laptop looking at their points. Which,
Yeah.
I think Oni's sister had the most.
I don't quite remember. I had mentioned at one point, oh, I wonder if this is basically, like, good deeds or karma. But I don't really know.
It's,
that
like,
was
hard
just
to tell.
That was just kind of a guess. So.
Yeah, it's like they even open up with Oni's sister saying, hey, we don't know anything about the admins or the what these mysterious points are.
Because I wondered if it was like, oh, I thought it was going to be like the points like, oh, for like killing grunts or defeating monsters or, you know, blah, blah, blah. That's what I always thought, but it makes me wonder if it's something different and something more like that. You had even mentioned at one point. Anyway, I lost my train of thought. Dogs were barking. Sorry for the cut. Sorry for the awkward cut. I had to go deal with the dogs.
Alright.
A deer or something probably walked by.
Maybe. Who knows? There's a ton of deer in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
But
they don't give a fuck. They just
I don't even remember
around.
what point we were at, but
I don't remember either.
Long story short, the teacher principal was kidnapping people and then threatened to set them on fire for breaking the rules. Yes, this is a true sentence. I am speaking in English.
Setting the souls of the other students on fire.
Yeah, that were on paper. Yeah, so they were like, oh shoot, we're on a time crunch. And then Blue and fucking Gridman looking wannabe was like, hey, you're gonna fight me. And that's when he made him the offer of like, oh, you would have made a good, like, lower guy. on our totem pole.
Nah, you suck as a
Yeah,
companion.
he's like you. I'm about to say Taro was just like, you look ball sacks, so
Oh, jeez.
get out of here. I like how the whole time though to the teacher he was just laughing and just making fun of him. He's like, "You're the ones who should be punished," and just kept like finger poking him, like dodging all his things with one finger, and like just being like, he's like, "Yeah, give me your fan." And he's like, "You can fucking take it from me," and then threw it at him later.
And he used it to put the pollen in his face. It was
Yeah.
mean.
Yeah, because his allergies were acting up. Yeah, so that was pretty much the end fight.
It wasn't. This episode isn't. There isn't a whole lot to talk
I
about.
think it was
wasn't
fun.
Bad. It was just kind of
It was a standard
an
episode.
episode.
Hey, there was a robot fight.
That's true.
Yeah.
We don't get a whole lot of that. We
Yeah.
don't really know what's going on.
We got to see the altar, and we got to see a fight of a robot. But we also were seeing from the downward perspective for once, and we were seeing like stuff happen in the like actual Earth. So that was kind of weird. So I don't know if that means anything. But yeah.
Again, just
It was
not
a
whole
standard.
lot.
Yeah, it was a
Seems like
standard
some
one this
interesting
week.
And something it seems like more interesting stuff might happen next episode, just based off of the preview. So
Yeah, there was a lot more to talk about last week,
yeah, well, there was a more. It was
and or
a lot of
yesterday,
info.
and or whenever that episode comes
Last
out.
episode.
But yeah, last episode had a lot more to talk about. But we also had a special.
This one's just insanity.
This one was just, we're gonna have fun, and I was like, I'm in. So, I would say anything else. I'm excited. I'm excited for the next episode because it's
Yeah.
another Kaji focused episode. But meanwhile, it's also Inoue brother focused. So
Finally, maybe
And
they'll
it- and-
finally be a part of the group.
it also may be looking like Kaji brother's wife might be whoever Inoue
Oh,
brother
yeah,
was talking
Thomas,
about,
yeah.
and or something like that.
Yeah, they have a thing like, he has a thing for long hair, and there's a guy cutting hair and stuff. It looks gross already. It's like
Is somebody
creepy. It looks
is
creepy.
somebody out for murder? Oh my god, is it the dude who framed him for murder?
Maybe, who knows?
I like what we've had
I
more.
don't know. It seems to be more of an Inoue brother
Yeah.
focused episode next.
Also, there's a
so-
fire of a house somewhere.
Something.
Yeah, who knows?
We don't really know. We'll have to talk about that next time.
So yeah, until next week,
Thank you for enduring our insanity this episode.
we are truly sorry. We don't know what happened, it just happened.
You got to see the more crazy side of us. We have moments like this. But anyway,
So-
thank you for listening.
So until next time, bye.
Bye.